Hey everyone, it's Mare, just on day 3 of eating carnivore, sharing a little progress update. It's about middle of the afternoon, I think it's, yeah, 2:30. And I had some errands to run this morning, so I stopped at Starbucks and grabbed some egg bites as a little treat. That was a nice little breakfast, and then I came home. I still had some pulled pork that was simmering gently in the Instant Pot, so I took some of that and grabbed my frying pan, got it nice and hot, and just straight from the Instant Pot into the frying pan, crisped it up a little bit, just in its own juices even. I didn't have to add anything to it, and then just adjusted the salt a little at the end, put some hot sauce. Oh, hot sauce. This is my favorite hot sauce in the whole wide world. I've tried a lot of hot sauces. There's a few that come close or that are nice to try every once in a while. But this stuff, funny story that I'll share with you guys one time, how I started craving hot sauce all the time when I was pregnant. But anyway, different day, different story. This goes really great on just about anything. Eggs, meat, more meat. It's a very versatile condiment. So I'm happy that I have that. I prefer that over Frank's Red Hot. I find Frank's Red Hot tastes a lot more like vinegar and just kind of spicy vinegar. So I prefer this one. It has a lot of flavor, but it still leaves your palate feeling not scorched, I guess. Yeah, so wanted to talk to you about beverages. People have asked some questions about what I'm eating and how to plan that, but I also wanted to give a big mention to just water. A few months ago, I switched off of coffee and tea, and I'm already intolerant to coffee, so I try and stay away from it as much as I can. But I've been having tea of various different descriptions, I guess. I have an entire shelf, like a wall that is full of tea. So anyhow, I gave it all up, except for just once in a while, maybe have 1 cup of tea or 1 cup of coffee. And I did this a few years ago as well, where I switched to hot water instead. And so somebody asked me once, how do you drink hot water? I'm like, well, it's the same thing as if you were having coffee or tea. It's just the hot water itself. And might sound kind of boring, but once you get used to it, it's really, really lovely, and it's good for your insides to drink something warm instead of throwing something cold down the hatch, because it takes your body energy, your body's energy to warm it up once it hits your stomach and all of that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. It's too early to say, oh, I feel great or anything. No, I'm not going to be on day 3 saying that, oh yeah, like everything's just turned around in an instant. It hasn't. As far as how my digestive tract has been handling this, so far so good. It's actually been a lot better than some of the prescribed eating plans that I've had that were given to me by different doctors for different reasons at different stages of my illnesses. So this hasn't upset my stomach. It hasn't made me run to the bathroom every 15 minutes like some of the other ones have, and that a lot of it was just because I've mentioned this before. I don't tolerate fruits and vegetables very well, especially if they're raw. If I eat a lot of raw fruits and veggies, I get searing gut pain. So a recommendation that was made to me by my naturopath a number of years ago was to try and, have your fruits and vegetables sort of processed is the wrong word, broken down a little bit. So by either steaming or cooking lightly, or I find that juice, as long as it doesn't have any added sugar, I found that juice is easy for me to tolerate. Orange juice especially, some people find it too acidic, but it doesn't bother me at all. you know, so I was already kind of modifying what I was doing with my fruits and veggies, and also just trying to get enough water in. And there's days where you feel, with irritable bowel and with other stuff that happens with my other illnesses, that you feel like you live in the bathroom. And you know, it's horrible on the days where you feel like you just really can't be further than 3 meters from your bathroom at any given time. I haven't felt that kind of discomfort or urgency or need, for that matter. I've spoken to a girlfriend who did say, you know, you can expect that to kind of ease out after a little while, and that's fine. You know, it's not causing me pain, it's not causing me discomfort. In fact, I actually feel a lot less inflammation and bloating in my abdominal area, which is nice, because that's usually the first thing that puffs up on me when I'm having any kind of flare. But yeah, so just back to the water. I probably drink between 2 and 3 liters of hot water a day. I ditched my Keurig that was on its last legs and decided a kettle is a much better fit. So a few months ago, I ended up getting a kettle, and I am so happy. And no, I don't like heating water up in the microwave. It's not the same as water that's been boiled in a kettle. And it just seems to stay warmer longer, and you know, your cup handle doesn't get all crazy hot and burn your fingers or anything like that. So think about it, and you know, hey, if you like cold water or room temperature water, fill your boots. But maybe we're getting towards the end of January here. Maybe just think about incorporating just that extra glass of water in the morning or before bedtime, and just see how that improves your overall health. I know that just the water drinking really started to help me out a lot with the inflammation, and just, you know, tea and coffee is acidic, and with the carnivore plan, I can have a little bit of coffee if I want to, and on days where I want to treat myself, that's probably going to be my little treat, is having a cup of coffee. But I know that I'm better off without it, and caffeine's never really done much for me anyway. I could drink a pot of coffee and go straight to bed by the time I was at the end of high school. So it was always more of a flavor thing. I enjoy the flavor of coffee. I enjoy the flavor of different teas and almost the textures that you get from different roasts, I guess. So, you know, if you feel like you might have a caffeine dependency, yeah, I'd say ease off slowly. If you are going to do like 30 days of just water to try it out, or even a week, try 1 week and see how you feel. If you do have that caffeine dependency, you can expect in the first 2 to 3 days, you're probably going to have some headaches. And that's where having that warm beverage, that warm water, is comforting, because it gives you that same sensation. You just don't have the flavor, but at least you have something nice and warm going into your tummy. Let's see. I don't really have that many other insights. You know, it's still very new, and I do have people reaching out to me, and I so appreciate the love and support and concern as well. And I expected that. That was something that I knew was going to happen at some point, and I think, you know, the more I talk about it to people, or the more the people I know hear about it, I'm expecting those conversations over the dinner table where, well, what do you mean? And I'm not there to prove that this is for anybody but myself right now. So I can give people as much research as they want to read, and they can form their own opinions, you know. And I love that. I had someone who's very near and dear to me send me a lovely article and just say, hey, I don't know if you've seen this article, but you know, it kind of goes through the pros and cons of an all-meat diet. I appreciate that. That is being loving and supporting, and that is one of the reasons why I'm so happy in my life, because I have people who care for me in that way. And I really hope you have those kinds of people in your life as well. And if you don't, you know what? Drop me a line if you ever need to chat, okay? That's something that I love, being an open space for people. so that I can just be there if they need someone to talk to. I am a coach as well, and that's not something I really want to discuss because this is all about the carnivore eating and what I'm trying to do to reduce my pain and inflammation. You know, that I want to keep these videos as focused as possible. So I'll be addressing things outside of that for sure in other videos, and some of them are going to be fun. We're planning all kinds of interesting things. I've got lots of interviews lined up, and I just can't wait to share people's thoughts with you on just living a happy life and feeling that you have the best that you can possibly have in this very moment, and being present in that moment. And you know, being ill for a very long time, that's something that I had to come to terms with, was just being present and being in the moment, because I didn't have anything else. I had no outside distractions. There wasn't work calling me, there wasn't clients calling me, there weren't, you know, there wasn't any of that. So my headspace had to get cleaned up really fast, and that's a lot of the personal work that I've done, and also work with my body to try and make myself better and get rid of some of these illnesses, or at least get them to a point where they're not interfering with life as much. You know, this has been a journey that's been going on most of my life. It's just that for the first 40 years of my life, I didn't know what these illnesses were, and that they applied to me, and that I kind of had to live under their terms. I just was living life, and eventually there was a point where I just couldn't anymore. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that for today. Give you guys something to think about. What are you doing to make sure that you are having the best possible day? Because really, at the end of the day, it's my responsibility how happy I am. So just think about that for me, all right? I hope you all have a great day. Just remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when the next videos are coming out. Also, there's going to be some more links added to the description as far as interesting articles or research about carnivore, so that if you want to dive into the subject a little bit more, absolutely welcome to, and I'll share the resources as I come across them. So have a great day, everyone. This is SickMom checking out.